How's it going, guys? It's truly Mystic here, and in today's video I have a bit of an interesting one. So Fortnite has recently released a survey to a couple people, and I'll just kind of go over what this is saying, what it's talking about, and what does this mean for the future of the game. Now, there is quite a bit to go over, so I'll just briefly discuss everything. But I think one important takeaway from this survey that they're releasing is it's not looking too good at HQ. I'll tell you that much. But without further ado, let's get into it. It should be pretty interesting. I want the OG season back. The OG season was fun and definitely one of the better times I've had in Fortnite. I think a lot of people can agree that the OG season was very fun. To bring it back though, in the leaked roadmap, I'm pretty sure they're going to bring back Chapter 2. And I think that counts as an OG season. I'm not sure though that they're talking about that. I think what they're talking about is the OG season that we just had, and that's pretty interesting. I think it's been said or leaked that we might get the OG map back as like a limited time mode or something. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's weird that Fortnite is asking us these questions, and is a theme that I want to talk about mainly for this video. It's looking like Fortnite is kind of scared, and the decisions that we've been talking about on this channel and that many people have been clamoring for a while now is finally going to be getting addressed. And they're talking about wanting to bring back the OG season. I mean, yeah, honestly, I want it back. And again, I think a lot of people want that back. And yeah, I'll give that a yes. It's just very interesting. It's just very interesting that that's one of the options on the survey. The next one says, I dislike changes to the UI locker lobby. Yeah, it's not good. No bueno. I've already made a video about that, and it's just, we definitely need changes to that. I just like the current theme. I think that's an opinionated based thing. I liked it at first, but then after the nerf, I was like, I don't think the theme is that bad. Like the theme itself, Mad Max vibes. It's just, I think what really matters is how they handle the season, not necessarily the theme. But I think that's a decent question to ask people. I just like the battle pass. The battle pass is interesting. When you say you dislike the battle pass, what do you mean by that? Like, do you dislike the cosmetics or the rewards that you get in the battle pass, or do you dislike the system? Like, would you want more added to the battle pass? Would you want something different added to the battle pass? I like the battle pass. I just think things can be expanded on, and a few things need some rework. I dislike changes to the battle pass. That's fair, yeah. Pretty much goes along with what I said before. I do not like changes made to how movement feels. Yeah, that was a pretty big issue at the beginning of Chapter 5. No one really liked the new movement, but I think now most of us are just used to it at this point. I just think that was something that they needed to address in the beginning. It's weird that they're coming to us about it now, but I mean, better late than never, right? I just feel like now though it's a bit too late. I think everyone is used to the movement and no one really cares about it anymore. But I will say though that sometimes I do miss the old movement. After not playing Fortnite for a little bit and hopping back on, it just feels a little weird. Fortnite does not cater to my playstyle anymore. Yeah, I guess that's fair. If you're used to playing OG Fortnite, right, just basic guns and a little bit of building in there, yeah. And then when you change the meta to using cars or nitro fists, it could really shake up that playstyle. Especially if you're a very casual player and do not like build fighting people to the moon. It's just, you know, yeah, I get it. I get people thinking that Fortnite doesn't cater to their playstyle anymore. I don't think that one's a huge issue though. I think it's just Fortnite needs to evolve and people, the players, evolve. So it's whatever. It doesn't feel like Fortnite is being made for me anymore. Wow, that one kind of hits hard. A lot of these options are very specific. They feel very specific anyway. I mean, Fortnite has to be made for a lot of people now. I mean, now that they want to push this new metaverse that they're doing, they gotta cater to a lot of different people that like Fortnite Festival or racing or Lego, right? And it's just like Fortnite has expanded themselves into a lot of different corners, and yeah, Fortnite might not feel like it's made for you anymore, I guess. I just think though that eventually that's just what's gonna happen with the game. It just evolves, and I think just people have to get used to it. But definitely could see that hitting home for some people. I prefer having hit scan weapons with mods. Yeah, I think that's an issue that a lot of people have. I've heard talk about that, where he feels like a lot of the guns in this current chapter are very clunky, in the sense that like we're just so used to hit scan weapons, just the classic AR and the classic pump, and now this new chapter with all these weapons that you have to like hit the bullets and like lead your shots, it can feel weird. Me personally, I love the hit scan weapons. I'm not a fan of these newer guns. I could appreciate a few of them, but I just think the hit scan weapons it just feels like classic Fortnite, and it just feels better to use. So yeah, I think I prefer having those hit scan weapons, especially with mods. Those are pretty cool. I dislike changes to the loot pool. No, I don't dislike changes to the loot pool. I like when they change up the loot pool. If anything, I think everyone can agree that you do need to change up the loot pool every once in a while. But if they're talking about the current changes to the loot pool, then yeah, not the best. I just think that a Fortnite loot pool can be the best when it has variety, when there's a lot of items or weapons on the map that you have trouble deciding what you should pick up in your inventory. I think that's when the loot pool is the best, in my opinion. I dislike changes to the map. Also, very opinionated one. I think a lot of people like this map. Then there's gonna be people that dislike the map, you know? Me personally, I don't really care. I just want map changes. As long as we get map changes throughout the chapter, good ones, and even a bit through the season, is just really all that I care about. Map changes are very important, and if it's something I don't like, I know eventually, at least a year from now, we'll get a new one. Right, so that's that. I don't like how matchmaking has been working. That has been an issue for a very, very, very long time, and it's crazy that they're finally starting to address that. Matchmaking has been an issue for a really long time, and ever since they started doing bot lobbies, people have just been out of tune with the game. I think a majority of the player base likes to play with real players and not just bots. It's how you get good in any video game. You're not gonna get good playing against brainless AIs that are just walking around the map, not really knowing what they're doing. I think matchmaking definitely needs working on, and it's been needed for a really long time. Next is, I don't like updates that changed how building feels. Yeah, I could see that. But again, you know, that's a very old change from regular building to how we had it back in the OG days to turbo building, right? Ever since they made that switch, it's just kind of when the Fortnite player base decided to strengthen their building skills and evolve. And building, for the most part, hasn't changed since. It's just people have been getting better with building and editing, of course. And, you know, I think it's fair, you know, a lot of people probably will dislike the updates that change building. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good question to ask, right? I think a lot of people could agree. People miss the old way of building, but then there's going to be a lot of people that disagree and say, well, I like the new way that building is, faster pace, and depending on who you ask, maybe more skill or less skill is involved. I dislike changes to the in-game UI. The in-game UI isn't that bad. I feel like there could be a few changes made to that, like, for example, the health and the shield. Remember when they changed that? And then like the inventory has kind of changed over the years. The in-game UI isn't that bad. It could use a few adjustments, but I don't think that's a primary concern that Fortnite needs to address right now. I think what really matters is the lobby UI and that locker UI. The in-game UI is not that important right now, in my opinion. The game feels unbalanced, so this is a very heavy topic right now. The game at times is gonna feel unbalanced. I think that's just the way how Fortnite flows, right? Sometimes there's just gonna be unbalanced things thrown into the mix, and eventually it'll get nerfed or counteract with some other item that they added to the game. Right now, the game feels just a little bit unbalanced, but I think it leans closer to the balanced side of things after that huge card nerf. I like when the game is a little unbalanced though. I think that's where the fun and the magic happens, and the best part is Fortnite figuring out what item or what they can add into the game to help us players figure out how we can counteract those unbalanced items. And that's how you get those metas, you know? I find it hard to play with friends. Well, if you don't have a lot of friends, I guess, you know? You could always hop in a fill game and play with people there though. I don't think that's that big of an issue. I think how you find friends in Fortnite is fine, but it would be cool if they add something like a global chat again, how they had in Save the World, or something like that where you can find people out there to play with and maybe match with someone to, you know, have a new partner to have fun with, you know? I dislike changes to the discover mode or the select screen. Yeah, I don't like it. It's pretty ugly. I think it needs a lot of reworking, and that's something that Fortnite definitely needs to focus their attention on. Again, the screen with all those different game modes, nope, you gotta change that. You have to change that. Hopefully that's something they really focus on. I don't like dealing with cheaters. No one likes dealing with cheaters. Yes, please fix that. There's been cases where a lot of tournaments lately have been griefed, or people are just using aimbot or hacking or whatever it is to win these tournaments, or just grief people in general, and that's not fun. No one likes cheaters, and yeah, that's definitely a change that needs to be made. I do not like changes made to how weapons feel. Yeah, the weapons feel not the best right now. I think the weapons do need to be changed up just a little bit. That kind of goes in hand with the hit scan thing we talked about earlier. But yeah, Epic has added items to Fortnite that make it a worse experience. I mean, it all depends on how you add the item. You know, if you're gonna add something into the game, just don't add it completely OP, and make sure it's balanced beforehand. I don't think Fortnite really adds items into Fortnite that make the game worse. I just think it all depends on the balancing part and how we can counteract those items. And yeah, that's pretty much all the options on the survey that they recently released. But I just find this very important to talk about, because what does this mean for Fortnite's future? It definitely looks like they're not in a good spot right now, and that doesn't sound like good news. Now, I'm glad that they're actually coming to us and talking about these problems with us. I think this is a step in the right direction, and I hope that change comes from some of these options on the survey. I know a lot of people will be happy to hear that Fortnite will be making a change to a problem in the community that's been going on for a long time now, and that's great. I just worry though that Fortnite is definitely losing their identity. I mean, it's something we've talked about on the channel, that a lot of people have talked about, and it is a little scary, Fortnite losing their identity. You know, I'm worried, and I feel like they're not sure what to do anymore. They're unsure about the direction of their game, and when a company is unsure of their direction of the game, and these are the questions they're asking, it's not looking so good. But anyways, that's all I have to talk about today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time, peace.